My name is Lance Arnold. I am the arrangement counselor and vice president of Arnold Family Funeral Services. I was born and raised here in Pasadena. I attended charter school in Pasadena. I attended Odyssey Charter School, and then high school I went to Maranatha High School. After high school, I attended Philander Smith College in Little Rock, Arkansas, where I received a bachelor's in political science this past May 2015. I've been in the funeral industry since I was about somewhere around 7 or 9 years old. He worked at Mountain View, Woods Valentine, and most of my lifetime he's worked at Harrison Ross in Los Angeles. And it's always been an idea of our families, and we've always tossed it around. But once I graduated, then we had some doors of opportunity to open a funeral home, and here we are now. I like to give families another option. Pasadena has a variety of different places that have different options. You go to McDonald's, they've got Burger King, they've got Jack in the Box. We're just here as another option for the African American community or the community at large to have another option of a choice when their loved one passes away. It's a very strong importance. I have families that come in, and especially with the older generation, they've got everything set in place. And then you have the younger generation who comes in and they've never planned it before. And it's really something, a conversation African Americans need to start having within their households, because older people aren't the only ones dying. People are with cancer and all these types of different illnesses. Younger people are dying at just about a similar rate. We have a variety of payment options. You can do a pre-need option, which means you come out, you set out your arrangements. It's just almost like a mock contract. And what benefit of that is you get today's prices even if you pass away 20, 30 years from now. We also have, for the at-need people, a payment plan. You can do it in increments of 3 to 6 to 12 months with a contracted vendor that we have. So we have prepayment options, yes. I could write a book on that. There's a few challenges with the state and location and city. Pasadena and Altadena are kind of really restrictive on where you can put certain things. And there's some challenges with that. Pasadena's property is not a lot of free standalone buildings. But other than that, from a social standpoint, we received a lot of great feedback from the community and things of that nature. I feel it gives you a sense of pride. Other cultures, especially Caucasian culture, they tend to have a lot of their businesses they're proud of. That's something that their family stood on for generations. So to me, I look, not just now, I look towards the future. It's something my children and my grandchildren will have to stay back on. We opened our doors October the 1st of 2015. So we've been open for almost, I think, 6 months now, yes. And we've been doing pretty good. Expansion is always on my mind. I don't want to have a limited mindset, so I always look at other cities to expand to, even to expand our building. It's small now, but we've even looked at buildings surrounding us and things of that nature, because in order to grow, you have to have room, so we need that space eventually. Oh, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It started, HBCU was not my first choice. I went to Maranatha High School. I was used to the diverse kind of white Christian school community. So I was looking at schools like Laverne, APU, those kind of schools. Then my mom suggested I look at Philander Smith, where my grandmother's brother went to. So okay, so we go to Arkansas every summer, so I went and looked at it. It did knock my socks off. Nobody was really there on campus during the summer, and I was like, okay, but they accepted me on the spot, and their interview process, what made me like them the most, was a lot more rigorous than just what are your grades, what is your SAT scores. HBCUs really want to know you for who you are too, and what you do, and expound on that. So I decided to go with Philander Smith. When I first got there, again, I only really saw black people at my family or at church, so it was a bit of a culture shock, because you're with black people from Chicago, St. Louis, Texas, and I called my mom the first week and I was like, where did you send me? But after being there for 4 years and being able to matriculate, I ended up being a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I was president of Religious Life. Our school is run by the United Methodist Church, so they send us to conferences all across the United States. We were able to be active in some of the our school is a social justice school, so we were active in a lot of the current events that have happened with Trayvon Martin and those types of things. And even just the family dynamics, from our professors to the vice president of student and academic affairs. I had personal relationships with those individuals, and I don't think I would have had those. Even the president of our school is Dr. Smothers. I don't think I would have had that same type of hands-on family dynamics that you would have if you went to a larger PWI. It's funny you say that. I belong to, I don't know if I say that I belong to it, but there's a mentoring group called the LAMP Mentor Program, which is run by the Gamma Zeta Boule Foundation, and I was actually a mentee of one of them. They gave me a scholarship when I went to college. And one of their things is, once you graduate and get into your professional field, they want you to give back. So when I was in it, they used to go to various places that what they called the brothers, they call them archons. They were over like hospitals and things like that and show them different fields and outlets. So I have reached out to them, and probably in the near future we'll be setting up something to get them to come by, and then you never know whose interest, because this is not the most interesting business from the offset, but once you get into it, it's not as morbid as people think. I do a lot of administrative work that is the same as in a normal company.